Hi Jasmine, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I really love that. I've loved Blindspotting from the start just because we get to go on Ashley's journey versus, she was in the movie, but it was not that part of her life was not the focus. And I really love that this show is hers and we get to kind of see her grow throughout this season with Miles in jail and kind of where she is emotionally. And so for you, approaching a character that was kind of a side character in the movie to like being the star of her own show. What was it like kind of taking that character through that and getting to have these moments with her?
Um, I mean, it was really awesome. It's been for me a very like big collaborative project for me. And since I've been involved right at the beginning, like I saw the
Mm-hmm.
first kind of storyboards for it. Like I just feel like I've always been, in conversation. Like even
Mm-hmm.
before like they started writing the shows, it was just like I remember even doing a Pinterest with Rafa of like what would Ashley wear? Like let's start a Pinterest. Like
Mm-hmm.
what would you think, she would wear, or how would she act in the situation? Does she sing a little bit? Like what's her backstory? What does the heightened verse mean? How do you want to approach it? So it's kind of just like been this natural thing that's always been in conversation ever since I basically got the call that we were going to do this. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like involved really early, like in the movie. Like for the first table read, I read, I read all the women at the table read for the movie. And then, when I found out about the show, it was like immediately when we knew that we were going to do this, it was like just texting each other randomly about the show and about the character. So it's always just been this, in motion kind of collaborative piece for me. I feel like I've been talking about Ashley and who she is for years now. So
Mm-hmm.
um in that sense, it's a very rare thing, it's a very special thing to be a part of.
Yeah, and I do like that round table or the reading bit because I know you're a theater kid, like I am a theater kid, and I was like, that is such a theater kid thing too, where it's like, we need someone to read this. Can you read all of these parts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Such a theater kid.
so many readings in New York, so many cold readings, so many last minute, like, 24-hour readings, like, that is true. And, Raphael
Mhm.
and David, who are the creators of the show, they have theater backgrounds. And so
Mhm.
you can really see that in our storytelling and how we decide to, you know, tell this story in the show.
Yeah, and I do love how the show balances kind of comedy with these very emotional reactions. Like I'm thinking about in this season, episode 2, I believe, where she's at the birthday party and like flipping out in a way that you're like, I understand all of this, but it is very funny that she is screaming about a skateboard cake.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's so good. And with those kind of like heightened emotions that are played for comedy but also to explore like where she is in this moment, what has been your favorite that you've got to kind of do? Like obviously like Ashley has a lot of her more emotional moments we see differently than like the character she's surrounded with because she has to kind of keep her composure, but what has been your favorite moment that you've gotten to have with Ashley?
Oh man, there's been a few. Um, I, I think it's always when Ashley gets just very emotional and very real, because I think
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're kind of like, when she is chaotic and, it's funny and, she's all over the place. Then when she really gets these very deep emotional moments, you really understand that she's hurting, like
Mm-hmm.
she's in a lot of pain, you know, she's hurting, and she has all of these very high emotional um painful feelings, and she's just not getting them across to people in the right way, and she doesn't know how to deal with them. So
Mhm.
when you finally get her in these raw moments, I think it's fun to play because I know that the audience is gonna realize, like, oh, you know, she's really, really going through it. That's why she's acting like this. Like
Mhm.
there is a reason for this kind of chaotic, you know, way of handling things. And you just realize she's in a lot of pain this season, you know. This is
Mhm.
this is hard. This is a big burden for her, and she's trying to juggle it all. And I think she just really feels like she doesn't have a grasp on anything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this season. I can't wait for audiences to get to see it. And thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.